Hi guys! After reading Native Son and participating in our class trial, I came to the conclusion that Bigger is guilty of second-degree murder and sexual assault. Some textual evidence I found was that as Bigger was carrying Mary up to her bedroom, he had an inappropriate sexual encounter with her, and she was too inebriated to consent or also to fight back, because she never made it clear if she was sexually interested in Bigger, so he just kind of took advantage of her. Also, Bigger told Jack at the movies that he thought Mary was attractive, so that doesn't help his whole not sexually assaulting her case. They also talked about how rich white women would hook up with their colored help that they hired because they were crazy, and Bigger expressed an interest in working for the Daltons after he learned this newfound information. At the end of the book, Richard Wright describes Bigger smothering Mary with a pillow because he wanted to make sure that Mrs. Dalton didn't hear them, and also that he didn't lose his job. He acted out of self-preservation, and he knew that he was trying to suppress her, but he did it anyways, and he was selfish, and he didn't take her safety into account, and as a result, Mary Dalton was killed. He was not, as the defense argued, too drunk to realize what he was doing, nor did he have a mental illness that limited his thinking capacity. He was in control of his actions enough to dispose of the body and realize immediately after what happened that what was going on was not good for him. He took the appropriate measures to dispose of the evidence, and he formulated a plan which incriminated Jan Erlone, a man who expressed an interest in helping Bigger and who also was dating Mary, the victim. In the trial, Jack testified that Bigger thought Mary was sexually attractive, which helps to support my claim that Mary was sexually assaulted by Bigger and that he took advantage of her during this incident of sexual assault. His friends also resented that Bigger disliked Caucasians, and Mary was a Caucasian female. People testified in the trial, such as Mr. Dalton, that Bigger felt uncomfortable around Caucasians, and Mrs. Dalton said that she felt her presence made Bigger uncomfortable. She also testified that on the night of December 1st, when she went into her daughter's room, Mary was so drunk that she was unconscious, but she was still breathing. Since she was alive at the time Mrs. Dalton entered the room before Bigger smothered her, this proves that Bigger is responsible ultimately for taking Mary Dalton's life. This was not the result of alcohol poisoning, as the defense argued so vehemently. Finally, Bigger confessed outright during his trial and in his witness statement that he smothered Mary Dalton and that he kissed her while she was drunk. So, you can't really deny the evidence here that Bigger is indeed responsible for the murder and the sexual assault. I don't think that it was a first-degree murder because it wasn't premeditated, but it wasn't fully an accident because Bigger was aware of his actions during the crime, and also he meant to smother her, not to kill her, but to suppress her from getting caught because he was so worried about preserving his job. So yeah, that's my conclusion. Thank you guys.